So, hello and welcome back. This time I want to show you how you can set up goals with Google Analytics and how you can make sure that it actually works. And I hope you can look over my shoulders and see how I attack this thing. So first of all, you log into your Google Analytics property. And here in the settings under admin, you make sure that you choose the right property. In this case, I'm choosing papas.marketing, right? And also, I want to show you this again. It's very important, even when I mentioned in the other videos, the tracking code, right? So the tracking code is something what you need to have installed on your website. And when you go back to WordPress, you remember hopefully that I was installing the plugin. It's called Add Code to the Head. And you have to make sure that this code is everywhere on every single post or page on your website. Because if you don't have this code installed, Google Analytics can't track your actions. That's how it is, right? And also, this is the same if you would use now the pixel, the Facebook pixel, because you need to have it on every single page, otherwise it's not working. Now, here's the thing. For example, when you're using an additional plugin like I use, Thrive, right, then you have to be very careful, because you have to understand, when I was creating, for instance, here the thank you page, that is created with the plugin, and it's outside the reach from the WordPress standard theme here anymore. And that plugin would not add that code to that particular page, right? So what you have to make sure is, when you have now Thrive set up and you work with landing pages, sales pages, etc., and you want to track that as well, you go here into the settings. Let me see where it is, or in the template page, and you want to make sure that you find the right settings here, landing page settings under custom script, and you add this code here as well. You see here on the top, this is where you place the Google Analytics code, okay? Oops, this went a little bit fast here, but you see exactly this is for the head. And if you would have then events or something else, that comes in here in the body tag, right? In the body section. But I show you this with events much later. This is, first of all, the most important step is that you have been setting up the Google Tag Manager, or like the Google Analytics code in that specific field correctly. And also the pixel, the Facebook pixel code would be added here as well on the bottom if you want to track that, okay? So you hit save. Now you can exit. And now this page has it. Also, don't forget, even if you have now your main landing page, that is your home page, so to speak, you want to have the same setup, right? So you go to the landing page settings, custom script, and copy and paste and save it. And now again, keep in mind, those two pages have been the two only pages we have been setting up so far. It's the landing page and then the thank you page. And unfortunately, for that code here, for that plugin, it's not working because it's made with Thrive. So you have to keep that in mind, okay? So now we are good to go, because you have been setting up your web property, papas.marketing, with the right Google code, right? What is the next step? Now it's about setting up a goal. And you go over here and you see there are goals, right? You click on goals, and then I already created one here, but it's actually not really done, and I want to show you this live. But if you start adding a complete new goal, you just click new goal and you're adding one. But when you click on this, we start from the first setup here, and we say like, hey, how do you want to set up your first goal? Is it a template? You can start with a template that you want to track revenue, reservations, make a payment, or whatever. Or you start just like custom. That's what I did. Once you selected that, you click continue, and then you give it a name, whatever you would like to choose. And I would say visitors. Oops. Visitors signed up. Okay. So they signed up. So this is my first goal. And then it's important that I follow a specific page. So that means I can track this goal by saying, look, only if somebody was actually getting on my thank you page, right? Then somebody was going through the steps here. He was signing up, because only if you sign up here, you will land on my thank you page, right? Of course, you know that I was setting up a double opt-in, and you could also then have a second goal and say like, hey, only if somebody signed up with my double opt-in and he also was clicking the confirmation link in the email, I can send him to a different page, and then I can make sure as well that he also confirmed the subscription, that he signed up, right? So that could be another goal. But in this particular case, I want to keep things super simple and just say for this example, hey, this is our first goal you're setting up in Google Analytics. The destination is clear. If he's landing on a thank you page, this is my first goal. And keep in mind, he could not reach this page otherwise, because it's nowhere visible. He doesn't even know that this page exists. Nobody's looking for it, and therefore it is for sure a 100% right track. So you click continue, and then this is where the magic now happens. You have to make sure that you set up this correctly. So the standard settings is actually equals to, and I tested this before, and I was always surprised because my tracking wasn't correct until I realized, oops, I have to change the destination from equals to or begins with to regular expression. And when this is set up, now I need to enter here my URL. But there is always like a mistake, what lots of people do as well. So they type in the full URL. And as you can see, for example, Google Analytics tells you don't do that. Only type in / and then your thank you page instead of, adding your full www.domain.com, right? So this would not work in the tracking. So that means you basically kill this and you enter /thanks, and that's it. So now you could basically even set up a value for this, and you could say, hey, every person that is entering, I would say, has a value for me, like at least for $1 or whatever. You can change this, of course, later on. And you could also set up then a funnel structure, and you could say, hey, this is from my main homepage. Somebody was entering, right? And here, what you have to specify is, of course, your main homepage. That is mandatory. And then you can say, hey, this is required. So I require that only if somebody was coming from my main homepage, which is the first one here, entering, and then going to my thank you page, which is this one here, right? Then it is crystal clear that this goal is fulfilled. And I really require that. If this didn't happen like that, then it's not fulfilled, okay? So now you can verify this goal, and you can click on that. And in this particular case, we didn't really have any conversions yet. So this is at 0. There is no data tracked, of course, so far. But you would see then here a result, and yeah, that's how it rolls. That's where you would see now what's going on. So you click on save. That's what it is. And voila, you have been successfully setting up your first goal in Google Analytics.